We here? Yeah. I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanum Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Kanum. Yeah. I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Yeah. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is another episode of My Thoughts. This is My Thoughts 247, and that's the title states. We're still going on God and His army of liars. Okay. Let's listen to the ancestors and we'll get straight to it. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee.
There's one thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception.
There's one thing you got to get through your mind and keep it. Okay. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception. That's haunting to me, chilling. Every time I hear it, I think of all the things that I found out navigating myself through the lies that was taught to me, opposed to what was true that I had to go out and gather painstakingly, spend thousands of hours of my own life figuring out what was true opposed to what they told me. So again, every time I hear it, it's chilling. There's one thing you have to put in your mind and keep it. You have to keep that in your mind, that if the European developed it and created it, it was meant to facilitate European domination of the world. There's no exception. And that goes with God too. You hear me? The first civilizations were African. They didn't have no thing called God, Jesus the Christ, Yahweh, Jehovah, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, Yawiki, Kastash Badish, Yahweh ben Yahweh. They didn't have none of that. The African civilizations of old times, before any of this, they never mentioned those terms. Allah, Messiah, Mashiach, none of these names. You hear me? So the European interjects this stuff into the world so he can take hold of what the African had in principle, put a name on it, doctor it up, term it religion, and then each person must follow it who understands that they were taught to believe in this, or you'll be outside of the loop. You hear me? So today, it's no different than yesterday or Monday. Monday, we seen old Eddie Long, and we figured out that they called him Eddie Long for more reason than just his last name. 4 young men alleged that he was Willie Long, okay, when he did sexual favors and acts on them. So they knew that Eddie Long had 2 meanings, if you will, okay? Yesterday, we seen the pinnacle stone of televangelist. Let me say it like that. He was born in 1918. That was Oral Roberts. This gentleman today was born in 1918. This is old silly Billy Graham. You hear me? Silly Billy Graham, who all these people they might not have understood it, even Eddie Long. All of their criteria and doctrine was set up and sent by the European. I'm sure Oral Roberts and Billy Graham knew this. Everything in the Bible is European based because you had Greek and Roman. That's it. So the Jewish people that came on later, they were white too. You hear me? It discusses African people in the Bible, but it tells you how you have to kill them, eliminate them, go and destroy them. God told these people to do all this to African civilizations all throughout the Bible. You hear me? So I hear a lot of people saying, oh man, that's a black man book. Nah, don't be no damn fool. We would understand that if this stuff took place at the time that they were saying was nothing but African civilizations going around at that time, if you're thinking like that. But That's not what this is based on. This is based on European mythology taught to a group of illiterate people who didn't know anything. So common sense wasn't common when this book was produced and put forth to the world. You hear me? So let's see Silly Billy Graham, another lieutenant, if you will, because we seen the colonel yesterday in the army of God's liars. Let's look at this. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee. I don't own the video. You can find this video and watch it in its entirety. I'm going to show you that this man is a liar. Common sense will let you believe that, but since you are indoctrinated, you're going to try to take this illiterate concept in a literate world in which we're in today, and you're going to still try to make believe that this is correct in this type of society. See, illiterate concepts in a literate society, the time is up for that. It's no more reason to stand up under illiterate concepts, not in the world of literacy. So let's look at that. This is Oral Roberts, and let's look at this video. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on it, and I believe this is a teaching moment.
You can be rich, but if you're without God, what do you have?
Again, this is a literate way of thinking to literate people. He's standing there with a straight face. If you're rich, but you're without God, what do you have? You have riches. That goes without saying. See, this man understanding of life, his philosophy of life and things of that nature is not the same of African people and every other people across the planet. This is a European white man. And I hate to break it down like this, but this is true. His stance and philosophy and things like that on life and his struggles is not the same as an African or any other race here in the United States. That's a fact. So they try to sell you a bit of goods that if you have all these riches but no God, then it's not worth anything. His struggle was not about riches and hunger. His struggle was to go out here and perpetuate lies, which he's one of, God's army of liars. He's one. And perpetuate this nonsensical garbage. Now he's going to tell you where he got this from. Okay, let's continue, African people. His struggles is not about money. When you're born European in a European world, you come with a bit of influence. You come with a bit of standard. You come with a bit of renown. You come with a bit of I've made it here. You hear me? That comes equipped. You come with a bit of riches. That's equipped right with you, right away. So his struggles is not the struggles of the common man. So he can preach this stuff with a straight face because money to him meant nothing because he always had it. So he'll kick that nonsense to you who's struggling, who never had money. But if you go out and amass wealth, he say, hey, just because you have wealth, you don't have nothing because you don't have God. Now, what you have to do to get some of God is give me 10% of the wealth that you went out and amassed on your own. So I can give 10% to God because it says so in the Bible, which is a lie. You hear me? I already dealt with tithes. Tithes is not a requirement. Let's continue, African people. It's a damn shame.
You have nothing. The Apostle Paul wrote to Timothy and said, instruct those that are rich in this world's goods, not to be proud.
The Apostle Paul wrote to Timothy and said, instruct the rich people who have rich and power and wealth to not be proud. Damn, that's peculiar. This man is discussing two key Bible characters who that's all they are. They never existed in human being history. Show me the Apostle Paul, please, in human being history. I'll be waiting. I'll die before you answer that. Show me Timothy, this Timothy that he speaks about in the Bible, in human being history. Show me them in a historical manner. I'll be waiting, but I'll probably die before you get the answer. You hear me? Because first of all, you have to know their goddamn names. Nobody in the Bible has a first and last name, which is very key when you're dealing with historical figures. Nobody has a first and last name And nobody has a death date or a birthday. What's Paul's birthday? You hear me, African people? I go a bit further. What's Timothy's birthday? You hear me? Have you ever been at any of Timothy's and Paul's birthday parties? Have the church ever stopped on Sunday and say, hey, we're celebrating Paul's birthday party? He would have been 2,000 or 3,000 years old now. No, because a Bible character does not have to be a human being, and it never has been. But he's discussing is that like these are real people. Illiterate concepts and illiterate society, the time is up for that. See, this went over well in the past. But now that you have Google and you can put all it, there's never been a man named Timothy or Paul. Let's continue, African people. This is nonsensical garbage. He's a liar. And the God that he's perpetuating that you must have that first or your riches is negated is a 100% bold-faced lie. Let's continue.
Don't fix your hopes on the uncertain things that money can buy. Fix your hope.
Don't fix your hopes on the uncertain things money can buy. Damn, I want to deal with that. See, this is a European man saying this. His money has always bought him everything he needed, and he's never been without it. This man got caught up in a scandal. I believe he was either cheating or he got caught stealing some money. He was crying. They had him on Time magazine, People magazine, crying with his wet face, caught up in the scandal. So money and stuff has never been this man's problem. You hear me? He said, money, let me go back just a bit. He said, don't concern yourself with this.
Uncertain things that money can buy.
Go back a little more.
Not to be proud. Don't fix your hopes on the uncertain things that money can buy.
Don't fix your hopes on the uncertain things money can buy. I want to deal with that. If I'm hungry and I want a steak dinner, my money can buy it. Is that an uncertain thing when I go into a restaurant and say, hey, give me the ribeye? I want a cowboy ribeye, medium rare. I want gratin potatoes, asparagus, and things like that. Is that uncertain? Or did when he give me, say, hey, that's going to be $149. You got the cowboy ribeye and the gratin potatoes and asparagus, $149. Is it uncertain that I'm going to get that meal if I pull out my $149 and pay him? No, that's certain like a motherfucker to me. Excuse my language, but that's certain. If I want an automobile, a fine one, I go to Rolls Royce. I say, hey, man, show me the Rolls Royce Cullinan. You hear me? When he tell me we just test drove that Cullinan, that's $378,000, and I give him my checkbook and I write out the price for it, is that uncertain? Or do I get the vehicle that I went and test drove? So what do you mean don't fix your self on the uncertain things money can buy? Money can buy with certainty whatever that I need to have or that I want. If I have the money and I want to buy the Coliseum, I can be able to, that's certain. I'm going to buy the Coliseum tomorrow. They want $6 million. I'm buying it. That's certain. This is foolishness. Let's continue, African people. This man is a liar, and he's perpetuating the silly scripture. The scriptures is based on lies because God is a liar. Let's continue.
Fix your hope on God.
Fix your hope on God. That's peculiar. Have you ever seen Oprah Winfrey go around here and say, hey, God said, American Express, hello, yeah, this is Oprah Winfrey. I got $2 billion. God said, give me an unlimited American Express card. No, I don't want to. Don't look at me as Oprah. Don't put my money up as financial backing so you can see what kind of limit that I qualify for. Just use God. What's your social security number, Oprah? God, G-O-D. No, excuse me, ma'am. Do you have any other credentials? J-E-S-U-S, Jesus. No, that's not. We don't find nothing called God and Jesus here in the database. Give me your social security number. B-I-B-L-E, Bible. We still having technical difficulties here, Oprah. Give me your goddamn social security number or we're going to hang up. See, God won't get you nowhere in the real world. You hear me? You cannot buy a home with God. You can't go to H-E-B, State of Brothers, any of these stores that you may have. Kroger and Publix and all this type of old carrying on. You can't go in there and put Jesus, Jesus, when it's time to pay. You can't go in there and run up $300-400 worth of grocery basket bill when you get to the counter and say God. That ain't gonna work, brother. Let's continue. This man is a damn fool. He's a colonel in God's army of liars. So I thought it would be fitting to show you this character. It's nonsensical garbage. Let's continue.
Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Put God first. God will take care of the rest. But if you put money and pleasure and power first, you're going to be deceived. You're going to come up empty. You're going to come up short-handed.
I have to beg to differ. If Elon Musk wanted anything of his worldly desire, I will find it hard to believe that he'll come up empty. You hear me? I want to go to Las Vegas and I want all I can drink, all I can eat, amenities everywhere I go. I would find that hard to believe that because Elon Musk and put God is accompanying me on this trip, that he's not going to be able to get exactly what he needs. It won't be fulfilled. You hear me? This is illiterate concepts and illiterate society. Again, that time has passed. This has been Billy Graham. He died in 2018 from 1918. He was 99 years old, sitting up telling lies to the day he died. There's no disrespect to Billy Graham. Silly Billy put in his time. And a lot of people believe that this man was sent here by God, which is a lie, but they don't give no damn about that because God is a liar. Why am I saying that? Because the Bible that's based on the Bible based on, it's a book talking about God, and all through it's full of lies. So if God has sat back and let these people perpetuate lies and fill up a book that's supposed to be authored by him and inspired by him, why is there so many incorrections, contradictions, lies, flat out goddamn lies? And nothing in it is factual. It's not one fact in the Bible. That's my thoughts on the video. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoon, Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Kanoon. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I ask them all to it. This is not to take religion from you. This is to restore spirituality, which was taken from you at the time religion was given to you. Okay? Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee. Education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. Before you pick up a weapon or a silly religion, pick up some knowledge. One thing about these people, they were the leaders of the new school, if I can use that analogy. Billy Graham and Oral Roberts were the leaders of the new school. What you see going on today with Joyce Myers, T.D. Jakes, old Marvin Sapp, silly ass, this Geno Jennings, foolish character, all these people, I can go on and on, Kenneth Copeland, just to give you a few names. I mean, any of these people, Kenyon Henderson, the lady that begs her head off, Juanita Bynum, to see what they're doing. These two people, Billy Graham and Oral Roberts, was the pinnacle and the starting point for all nonsense. So they will be the leaders of the new school. If anybody's offended by anything you heard, I meant every word. Yeah.